Alright, I don't know how to start this video, but I guess the first thing I would say is 2021 has been a craptacular year. And I'll explain why it's been that, at least to me. I have some video of my S10 right here that I filmed earlier this year. It was in April. And if you watch my channel, you might remember me racing this last fall. And I was having problems with it, not, I would say, revving right. But anyways, I made some video of me working on the S10 where I was messing around with the ignition. And I did find a problem which seemed to help. And then I did some more video after I did the ignition stuff on working on the fuel system, which I still have. I don't have the video of me working on the ignition. And the reason why I do not have that video is one of the reasons why this year is a craptacular year is my dad passed away. Now I know nobody lives forever. My mom passed away a couple years ago. It was just my dad. He lived here, and the house got on fire, and he was in the house, and he didn't get out. Anyways, I did not live here. I used to live here. Is where I grew up. I had a bunch of stuff in the house, and so did my brother, and we pretty much lost everything. Everything that you, I guess the best way to say it is just everything you've had since you were a kid that you saved somewhere that you held on to is gone. I mean, there's stuff you can't replace. Some stuff did survive, surprisingly. Most important thing is my dad, but like I say, nobody lives forever. He didn't deserve to die like that. But anyways, this is kind of tough for me. I'll show some more stuff here. What was going on, and I guess where the house was. Okay, I kind of want to go over what was wrong, or I found was wrong with the ignition. Also, I need to mention that it is now November. Like I say, my dad passed away on April 26th, and a lot of this filming was done like a day or two before. Anyways, first thing I did is I decided to check out the module in the distributor. Now with this module in it, it was only revved about 5,800. And when I took it off or out of the distributor, this part here stuck to the distributor and it pulled apart. It separated. Right now I can't get it to separate, but this part here will pull out of this part. So I had this set up here, this DUI cap, and this module. Well, as soon as I stuck this module in it, it would rev past 6 grand. It ran better. So, after that was in it, I thought, well, heck, I'll try putting a different coil on it, or at least I'll put the coil on it that matches that. Because sometimes, I've never really had the problem before, but when these things go together, you should use them. Your aftermarket box should match your aftermarket coil. Anyways, it was run there, so I thought, heck, I'll drive over to a friend of mine's house and tell him the good news. And that was on, let me think here, That was Saturday. So I went over to his place, and he was over there bullshitting for a while, and then I thought, well, I'll leave. Well, I go out to start the S10, and it wouldn't start. I'm like, what the heck? Crank, wouldn't start. Thought, well, I got some sort of fuel problem or something. You know. Open the hood, check the carb, it's pumping fuel. Well, it should start. And I got thinking, well, maybe we better check the spark since I was messing around distributing stuff and it had no spark. I was thinking, yay, what's wrong now? He just happened to have a stock module, which we had to hunt for probably half an hour to find one. And as soon as we stuck the stock module back in, it started right up. So, for some reason, the module went bad. The only thing I could think of is the coil wasn't grounding right. Well, there's a ground strap down in here, which is this center one right there. A lot of times when people change caps and stuff, they forget to stick that ground deal back in there, and that will burn up your modules. So I had been running a different cap and coil on it, so I just stuck it back on it when I got back home. But in the video I made, I blamed it on that right there. The blue oval. Anyways, that's been taken care of. That was done. It was running better, but it still didn't. Or actually, I guess that was done after the fuel, if I remember right. I don't know, I can't remember. But I did find a problem with the fuel, and kind of both those things together made it run better. And that's what the video, most of the video I have is about me fixing the fuel and going for the test drive. Alright, I'm going to talk a little more about my dad and what happened that day. Like I say, that was a Saturday. I went driving that over to my friend's house. I came back here and I talked to my dad that night. He just wondered what was going on with the truck. Told him what I was doing, because he's usually always interested in what we was doing with the racing stuff. And the bad part of that was basically the last time I talked to him, and the last words that he said to me was, I guess we'll see what tomorrow brings. Well, the house didn't catch on fire till Monday, but that's just, I don't like to think about that. But anyways, me and my brother were down here in the shop, and it's kind of sitting in where I got the computer at. Kept hearing, I heard a weird noise like a pop, pop. To me, it sounded like somebody shooting a gun. I'm sitting there thinking it's pretty much dark out. I'm like, somebody shouldn't be shooting at this time of day. And I thought about going out here and looking around, see if I seen anything, but I didn't. And probably 5 minutes later, I heard a couple more pop, pop. Brother's like, what the heck's that? I go, I don't know. I thought maybe somebody's shooting. Well, I'm going to go out and look. And we both walked outside. This RV's sitting here, and he walked around the RV and he looked up at the house, and the house was on fire. And I think that was about the worst feeling I've ever had in my life, seeing that house on fire, knowing my dad was inside. Which the house was up here. Which there's not much left up there. It took us about 2 months, maybe 3 months to go through everything and clean everything up. I'll walk up here. There's still some junk sitting around up here, but this remnants of burnt stuff. Pretty much cleaned everything up. There's like some compressors out of some refrigerators, air conditioner. There's a little washing machine that's sitting up here. But you can see that there's a fire and there's burnt stuff everywhere. That I had out in the old room, had a bunch of magazines in it. Like some of my first Carcraft magazines I ever got. which I did happen to save the very first one I got, which was a swimsuit issue. And here, house sat here, which it was a trailer house, but all I know is it went up fast. There's some stuff we still need to sort through. There's like anything and everything you can think of in there. Still glass in it. There might be some, we've been finding a lot of change. And it started to burn the power pole, which we had the plastic pipe replaced, and it started burning the trees, oak trees. Got that one there pretty good. I don't know if you can see it, but that branch there is burnt pretty good. I went around and tried to trim most of the branches off I could that I could get to with the tractor, but we need to get that one out right there, which hangs over the pole, which is kind of burnt. The bad part about that is I've called 7 different tree trimming people and nobody will come out or even show up. Actually, one guy showed up, said he was going to come back and cut it, never showed up. I gave him another call, he said I'll be there next day, and the guy never showed up. So. Also, this place here, this is where my dad was born, believe it or not. Born in 1940, back before, you know, all this new fancy hospital stuff or whatever was going on, but he was born right here. There used to be a house here, but over the years it went to crap and he just ended up buying a trailer house and putting here. Yeah, there's a sewing machine that was in the house that's burnt, and a bunch of other stuff that we dug out. Anyways, it was a bad day. I think I got a couple pictures of when it was burnt, or at least a little bit after when we was cleaning some stuff up. Show that. Anyways, another reason why it's been a craptacular year, not including that, is I have been locked out of my YouTube account. For going on months. I could not get back into it, and nobody seemed to figure out how to get me back in. And I finally got back in, so I decided I'll make some more videos. Anyways, I'll show the video of the S10. Because I'm trying to fix the fuel supply. One of the things I also miss about not having my dad around is usually when we went racing, we'd come back and he'd always ask, "How'd you do?" I guess, yeah, it sucks I ain't never gonna hear that anymore. So. But hopefully things will get better. Hopefully. Like I say, it's been a craptacular year. Let alone what the economy's doing, and we have to go through his estate since everything was destroyed. And that's not going to be fun either. Anyways, on the bit happier things, I guess. I did go racing with this a couple times this year. I did some more stuff to it besides just working on the fuel, and that's going to be coming up. I'm a little slow on my videos. I'm usually busy doing other stuff besides just making videos. There's going to be some stuff on that Cutlass. And there's going to be some stuff on the Monza man's car. I don't know, can't remember what else I filmed. But I filmed a bunch of stuff over the summer. When I felt like it anyways. I just kind of haven't been feeling like doing it too much. Well, y'all might be wondering what the heck's going on here. That's 10. Well, there's a line coming off the carburetor. A little T-line. Run around into a bucket. What I've been doing is testing how fast my fuel pump would fill up a gallon jug. I did this earlier, and it was taking about a minute to fill that up, which I believe isn't too bad for a mechanical fuel pump at idle. I'll start her up here and we'll time it. Got my phone there, time it, see what happens. Just to show you. I did this a few times and ran into a problem when I was doing it, but I'll talk about that after I'm done doing this. Set my timer again, reset to 0. I got this valve on the end of here so it doesn't leak, but I can turn her there and she starts pushing fuel out. So I'll go ahead and do this here and see how fast it takes to fill it. Help if I can keep it in the bucket. Use the pumping. This is 12 seconds. 30 seconds, it should be about halfway full. This is 22. There at 30, about half full. Already there. 1 gallon's like right in there. There's 51. Getting about full. 54, 55, 56. I'll shut the valve off in 1 minute. 1 minute. That's how full she is. Set it back off here. Alright, you just seen it took 1 minute to fill a gallon of gas, which, like I say, isn't bad for a mechanical fuel pump at idle. I made this cheap little T here so nothing leaks, and like I say, I put this valve on the end so I could shut it on and off instead of just having gas flowing as soon as you start it. Been having a problem with it not wanting to rev past 6 grand, and I believe it's the fuel. I thought maybe it was the pump, that's why I wanted to check this out. But like I said, I did this earlier, and when I went to dump this gallon of gas back in my fuel cell, because I'm not wasting fuel, I noticed the fuel cell was sucked in. And when I took the cap off, it went nice big old vacuum, you know, leak come out of there. Not really a leak, but it was sucking the tank in. So I got thinking it's not vented. Well, you got that right there, it's vented. Rollover valve. It should suck air up through it, and that closes off if you end up upside down. Well, I decided to take the line off, which I've already fixed it, but I'll show you here why it was doing that. It's on this down here. I had to grind the beveled part of that off. Which this side was beveled. I'll show you it. Wrong side crescent wrench. But anyways, it's beveled like that. I guess that's a better way to show you. And that would screw down on it. And that ball down there would sit on the beveled part and it sealed it off. That's why it was collapsing the tank in. And I hope that's my problem. Because if that's sucking in and the air's not coming in, it's probably running out of fuel on the top end. Hopefully that's the problem. this all back together. You dump a little fuel in. I'm going to go for a drive and see what happens. See if she actually revs like it should. I hope that's the problem. If not, I'm still going to be disappointed. Anyways, I need to get this unhooked. Put the line back on the car, the air filter back on, all that good stuff. And like I say, probably dump some fuel into the tank so I don't run out. I think there's a little bit in there. I think there's 5 gallons in that still. That's my race fuel. Might not hurt to check the timing too. I think I'll go for a drive first. Let me get all this crap picked up and go for a drive. Alright, here we go. We're going for a little test drive. I'm gonna wait till I get over on the pavement to beat on it. So. Alright, made it over the pavement. I'm gonna try to find a good spot to run it through the gears. Back home. I mean, kind of check some stuff out, but to me it seemed like it was revving a lot better. I'm going to pick up the junk I got still on the ground, and I'm going to go for a drive here a little bit later after dark. Well, I made it back. Didn't run into a cop, that was a plus. There's way too many cars over on the highway. You know, every time I want to go test this side or anything else, there's way too many cars. So that's usually why I wait till it's dark outside. Anyways, fuel cell ain't sucking in no more. Like she was revving good. So. There's a few other things I want to do to it before we go back to the drag strip. Kind of wanted to recheck the valves and make sure you ain't getting no valve float or anything goofy. Look at the wear pattern on the valve stems. Other than that, I think that helped. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was hitting 6,500 or better. Like I said, I need to get that stuff picked up and make sure there ain't no leaks, which I don't think there is. Because my shoulder's starting to feel better. Still not 100%, but I think I can shift gears. But the worst part's going to be trying to put slicks on and picking up car ramps and all that stuff unless I get somebody to help me.